Good morning, good morning. So, I wanted to start this one a little bit different because normally I'm talking about leadership or life. I enjoy talking about football, it's a passion of mine. But I wanted to talk about being a good dad. You know, fathers I wouldn't say we're forgotten about, but it's a role within the family that I do feel is very, very underappreciated. I don't feel as though it's given the credence that it should do. Probably explains why absentee fathers are such a big thing, especially in the Western world. I suppose I'll go on my own experience. There's the fact that I am engaged to be married. I have been since 2016. You may think, well, why have you been engaged so long? It's 2023, we're about to go into 2024. So, like 8 years, almost. And long and short of it is because getting married is bloody expensive. And I would rather my money go directly on my family in making sure that they're looked after and that they have everything that they need, rather than me splashing out on an extravagant and overpriced wedding. So, yeah, dads, listen, ultimately, I'm here for the voice of support for the dads out there that feel undervalued and under-supported, because I know exactly how that feels. I've been feeling it a little bit myself at the moment. My fiancée, she's going through it a little bit. You know what it's like if you're a dad and a husband or fiancée, or you know, you're raising a young family and you've got a lot of pressures on you. Everyone keeps chatting at the side of their mouth about external problems in life, cost of living, and what other issues there may be, I don't know, women issues and children issues and schooling issues, business issues, and then we wonder why male suicide rates are through the roof. And ultimately, when the head of the household, and I don't mean that in a chauvinistic way or misogynistic way, but the man of the house is the man of the house for a reason. It has been that way since the dawn of time, because they are the protector and they are the main server of the family. Not always the main breadwinner. Sometimes the woman, especially in today's age with, you know, equality and, you know, women earning the same as men, sometimes, especially if they're in different job roles, a woman may earn more than a man. Doesn't mean that they're better, and vice versa. If a man earns more than a woman, doesn't mean necessarily they're better. That's just the different roles. That's the nature of the beast, the economy that you're in. For example, if a woman's working for a bank and a man is doing the same job as me, doing logistics in a van, maybe even a sole trader, you know, they might be earning well, but after you take out your expenses and your taxes, yeah, she's going to be earning more than you. It doesn't necessarily mean that one's working harder than the other and one deserves it more than the other. It's the nature of the beast. And so, if it does come to a point where a man does feel unappreciated and undervalued, and that there is no point of him being around, going to go. Some men are like that. This world would be better without me, and so be it. That's going to be it. And there's a lot of ways now in which, if you really wanted to, you take your own life. Speaking from experience, I've never really been down that road where I've wanted to take my own life, but I have at some point stood there and thought, what would this world be like without me? Would it even miss me? Would it even notice that I'm gone? And I'm not alone in that. I know I'm not alone in that, because there are men out there right this second while I'm recording this video going through the same thing. 10 to 2 in the morning. I guarantee you that there's someone out there now, a man probably sat in a room on his own, drowning his sorrows in alcohol, which is why really alcohol is not a good thing. I mean, ultimately, would the world be a better place without alcohol rather than without you as a man? Yeah, it would. Would the world be better off without cigarettes or drugs rather than you as a man? Yeah, it would. The world needs men as much as the women out here, the feminists, the neo-feminists that feel that women can do whatever job a man can do, and if not better, and they deserve the same amount of credibility and credence and credit. I'm not saying that they don't deserve any credit, but don't devalue the man. Any man that gets up without looking for appreciation from his family, that's his job role, they should be supported probably the most. I mean, ultimately, you go through any of the leading charities, children are supported in charities, women supported in charities, you know, single mothers supported in charities. Not for men. Even down to a simple thing like if there's a divorce and a breakup, you know the woman's going to, 99 times out of 100, the woman's going to keep custody of the child. I can somewhat see where that understanding would come from, because that's a maternal instinct with the woman to protect your child. And so if you flip it on its head, the man then would be the main reason for the supporting of the family, even though in the Western world we seem to diminish that. Like it or not, that is a fact. And then when the proverbial hits the fan, the shit hits the fan, I'm not going to make no bones about it. When the shit hits the fan and someone finds that their ex or their son or their dad has taken their life, they want to sit there and cry. They've done nothing to help the man. They've done nothing to actually pull him out of that rut. And there's no charities out there to pull a man out of that rut. It's almost like, well, you're a man, you deal with it. Some men, they just can't handle that pain inside. It's sad because every man that I've had in my life just dealt with pain inside, internally, and used that as fire to say, don't matter the pain I'm going through, it's not important. Same here. I go through pain every day, but that's not important. What's important is me making sure that I can provide for my family, and that I will be here until the Lord takes my last breath. Not me. That's not my decision to make. Because ultimately you're leaving a lot of people behind to pick up the pieces and try and make sense of it. Even though sometimes there is not much sense to make of it. For me, it doesn't make a lot of sense taking your own life. I understand that you might not feel valued, but that's not a reason to take your life. You may have made mistakes in your life. There's no reason to take your own life. Your life's purpose is, well, everyone's life's purpose is different, so I'm not going to sit here and dictate what ours is. But I understood that from the day that I got given my daughter, that was my life purpose, to make sure that she was always loved and protected. When I asked Rhea to be my wife, that was my purpose, to make sure that she's always loved and protected. I've tried my best. Some days you fail, but that's life. You're not always going to succeed. You're not always going to be the best version of you as much as you try. Sometimes you just have off days. And it's where it relates to being the man of the house, is that even if you are having an off day, you may not have gone out there and done your best, or sometimes it's not even your fault. You've gone out there. I'm going through it at the moment with Lambeth Council, because they're shit. Just like every council in London, they're shit. Not one of them are decent, not one of them are fit for purpose. I was literally loading up my van, doing what I do, and people want their deliveries. I'm not parked. I'm literally on the back of the van loading it. Some prick traffic warden comes along, gives me a ticket. Sadiq Khan, because he's shit and he can't actually run his own finances, he's raised the ticket prices on parking. So now that parking ticket has wiped half my wages off from no fault of my own. I'm doing my job. It's a shame that the traffic warden weren't really doing her job, because as a traffic warden you're there to ensure that if by chance your vehicle is impeding traffic or is in some type of violation but you're still with your vehicle, they inform you that you have to move it, not just slap a ticket on it because they want their commission. They're bums, a lot of them. So if you're a traffic warden, slap yourself and call yourself a bitch and go get a real job. Anyway, so I'm fighting that because I ain't giving the council money for me going out and doing hard work, and then the council also want to charge high rates for council tax, and then the government want their income tax, and then VAT on everything that I do. I put diesel in the van, VAT. I have to MOT the van. That's tax. Insurance, that's tax. No, just tax to the hill. So no wonder men are out here thinking, do you know what's the point? And then I get to go home to my family and say, look, Dad's had a bad day. But it don't matter, because Dad's still here. And Dad's always going to be here until the good Lord says, do you know what? You've run your course, you've done your best, and I'm calling you. So this message is for all of those fathers out there that are feeling it, feeling some type of way towards life, maybe a bad relationship that you've had. It could even be that you're going through it with your own son or daughter. Again, that happens. Obviously we're son and daughters, we've had arguments with our parents, and if you're one of those children that have never had to argue with your mum and dad over for whatever reason, you're lucky, because you've had understanding parents. But just know that there's always light at the end of that tunnel. It's always darkest before the dawn. You never know what's round the corner, what's up on the other side of that hill, that mountain that you're climbing, when you feel like you're on a never-ending conveyor belt of shit and crap and unappreciation and just other people out here trying to put you down. Because when you get through that and you actually see on the other side of it, that's what that was for. That's why I got put through that. Nothing in life comes easy, we know that. We know that some people find life a little bit harder than others. Some people have it easier than others. Again, that's the nature of the beast. Nature is neutral though. You know, nature doesn't care if you're a man, woman, fat, thin, black, white, straight, gay. Nature don't care. All nature cares is that you do what you should do in life and live righteous, and somewhere down the line it's all going to come together. Again, Brian Tracy put it best. I'm going to leave it here with Brian Tracy because he'll say it much better than I ever could. It's like you go into a kitchen, you've got a Michelin star chef standing there in front of you. You've got baskets each, the same ingredients, same everything. Right? Same pots, pans, same oven, same everything. If you want, you can have the same chef's at. And if you copy that chef, that Michelin star chef, step by step, the whole way, do you think your dish is going to be different than his? Or do you think it's going to be the same as his? Of course it's going to be the same, because you're copying an expert. You're copying someone that's made their mistakes and earned their stripes, for want of better words. So that's all you have to do, is copy the people that are experts in the field that you want to be in, because you're going to come out with the same results. Just as simple as that. And this is why it's funny in school, they tell you not to copy because it's cheating. As soon as you leave school and you start copying successful people, you'll be successful. If you start copying broke people, you'll be broke. If you start copying slob people, you know, people that just don't take care of themselves or don't take care of their goods or their things, don't value something, that's going to be the same with you. So it depends on who you're copying. And if you can stand in good conscience and know that you've copied someone and they're successful and you've not been successful yet with it, just know that's because there's a process behind it. It doesn't just happen like that. If it did, everyone would be successful. And if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. But it's hard for a reason. Because hard times don't last, but hard people do. It's actually tough times don't last, tough people do. But same thing, you get it. So yeah, to the men out there that are feeling it and are feeling that there's no light at the end of that tunnel, there's always light at the end of that tunnel. There's always a way out, and that way out isn't through taking your own life or drinking yourself into an early grave or abusing your body. Alright? So the men out there, stay strong. We're all fighting for each other out there. Take care of yourself.